Welcome, welcome everyone to another exciting AMA here at Drivit's Lounge, Drivit's Crypto Lounge, here at Drivit Goals. I hope you are having all a wonderful day here. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. I hope the intro was something that you love because I always do. Basically, I know it's may come to a surprise that I'm not Drivit. I'm mad again. Oh, there
Uh,
it is.
Here, yeah, I was having some connectivity issues over here from my end. Sorry for the delay, guys. Jay, you have been officially unmuted. How's it going? Sorry for this delay. I was just turning on my computer,
Hey.
and once I turned it on, I don't know why I didn't have Wi-Fi, so the router, lighting was tilting. I don't know. I had to reset the router and doing a lot of things, but I'm here now, and it was only like a fashionable 3 minutes delayed,
Perfect,
so
bro.
it's kind of cool. So Matt, thank you very much for
I leave it
covering.
to you then.
Yeah, man, leave it to me. Don't worry. Oh, hey, everyone. First of all, let me. Oh, okay, Matt has just started the recording, so it's great to have 55 participants, 56 and counting. We have an amazing AMA today. An amazing AMA today with Aitunes team. We have Jay over here that is going to walk us through the entire project and everything. But once again, guys, welcome everyone that is here, taking 1 hour of your life to listen and to learn more about this project that I can tell you it's amazing. They already have the utility live. I'd recommend you to go into their group and check it out. It's really great. So I just welcome you all. And now, Jay, how's it going, man? Happy to have you here.
Thanks, man. Great. Things are going really, really well for us. We're excited to be here, bro. Thank you so much for inviting us along, and thanks everybody for coming out to listen to me talk about AI tunes.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, and great to have you because we actually have been discussing a lot about your project lately in our launch. Since I started, talking a little bit, and actually I invite you to hear because I'm an investor, right? I'm an investor and I always invest in a lot of pre-sales and I'm always doing pink sale hunting and stuff. And once I got into your project, I was, hey, docs, utility live, they have a great roadmap and stuff. And I said, hey, this is the kind of projects that I love to have in my launch, So I'm glad that you came here, and help us understand more about this project, right? So I'm really happy. But Jay, let's start officially, with some questions and answers. So the first question that I'm going to ask you, to kick off this AMA is, of course, to tell us a little bit more about the team. We want to know more about yourself. We want to know more about the other members of the team and also your background in crypto. Have you ever done a project before? Is it your first project? Like, what's the current experience in crypto for the entire team?
Well, okay, thank you so much. So first of all, we will do a rundown of the team. You got me, which is Jay. So I am here for kind of public relations, forward-facing, one of the co-founders of the project as well. And I have been working in crypto solid for around about the last 2 years, maybe a little bit more. God, time flies when you're in this space. It really is time dilation.
Yeah.
So I've worked on a number of projects before, but my most recent project was Ignite DeFi. Now, Ignite DeFi it suffered its share of problems, I'm not going to lie, and it didn't work out, and it wasn't very successful. But I don't give up on things, and I don't believe in giving up on things. So you will see that coming back fairly shortly as well. That's where I've worked, but I'm working with two guys who are absolutely fantastic. And we have Alex, who's on the tech side of things. Alex is probably as close to a genius as I've ever encountered. It's hilarious to see him, the way that he interacts with things and the way that he kind of, solves problems and that kind of stuff is amazing. He's created this bot, like you say, it's up and running. It's currently live.
It's up and running, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be
it's really fun.
Pushing out the very first of kind of our user utility in the form of kind of a lounge bot where you guys will have in your lounge and anybody be able to create a piece of music to match the moment. And that's the way we want to continue going on with AI tunes. So Alex is constantly developing and training and doing kind of learning and such with the bot. We have Chris then as well. He's fairly well connected individual. He is unfortunately subject to some some NDAs that are, well, they're not the kind of NDAs that you break. So he can't really disclose his previous experience, but he's incredibly well connected. He's the one that's gotten us this far. He's the one who's going to be responsible for, we'll talk a little bit later on about adopting the bot and kind of pushing out our actual utility and bringing this forward as an actual business in the space. So that's the three of us, and I will not, of course, forget Beats, who is our moderator, who does a wonderful job stirring up our community. And we have DJ Rascal, who is seen less, but he is the one chasing our Twitter and all of our socials and that kind of stuff. And he's brought us a lot of attention from that direction too.
That's great, man. And thank you very much for that walkthrough on the core team. It's actually very important for everyone that is listening. We have 81 participants right now. Guys, Jay already has experience in crypto, and that's something very important. But there's something else that you said that the older project, didn't went, as good as you wanted to go, but you're still, working, you're still pushing. And that's something that I personally love to see, in depth, because we know that in crypto, everything is not, pretty the entire time. We have a lot of issues, a lot of problems. There are lots of things going on over here that I think that the best quality of a developer is always, the consistency. They're saying, hey, maybe I tried this and I fail. I'm going to do it again, learning from my past mistakes. And that's something that I personally know, because guys, I think everyone already knows at this point, and the ones who don't, I was actually a dev before starting this out. I did 2 projects on ping sales, so I actually know how to do pre-sales. I've been on the other side of the table, and my first pre-sale, I remember that was like a complete failure. Like, I didn't raise almost none, and then I came back, of course, and I did it again, and I raised a huge amount. And here in crypto, I think that the consistency is key, and I think that Jay has that. The consistency of saying, hey, I'm going to try and try and try until we get this done, and that's one of the best qualities I like to see. But now, Jay, you spoke about the team, you spoke about yourself. I want to know, one question that I love to ask personally is, what motivated you to do this project? Like, what's the motivation behind Aitunes? Like, what came to your mind and said, hey, I want to do like this, Do you have any background in music maybe? Or I want to know, your motivation on doing this. Like, why did you like wake up someday and say, hey, I'm going to start doing this project?
I love that question. To be honest with you, that's probably one of the best questions I've been asked. Like, motivation is everything behind anything when you're doing a project. We have a couple of reasons that we push forward with Aitunes, and a couple of reasons why we are so kind of bullish and kind of aggressively pursuing this. So first and foremost, all of the team has worked in crypto previously. All of the team is part of this space, and we've been part of this ecosystem, and we've gained from this ecosystem. We've lost to this ecosystem. We've gone through the full gamut, and we have that experience. Well, we wanted to do this project, first of all, in crypto. That was the first idea, is decided that this is where a lot of the people that we have connected with are actually kind of operating. This is where, we have all of these connections. This is where we have built up a kind of a family, so to speak. And we wanted to make sure that our project was going to give back into that ecosystem. So Aitunes was born of a need that kind of we found when we were attempting to produce a commercial video for somebody. And we said, right, let's go get some music. We looked at the competitors, the people who were kind of challenging or offering royalty-free music, and the solutions were really, really lacking. They were lacking in customization and all that kind of thing. And we were talking about it, and we decided, it was Alex who first turned around and said, oh, hang on a minute. And, he went off, and in the space of about 2 or 3 days, he disappeared, and he came back, and he's like, right, send a prompt to this bot, or to, DM this. And it was like, okay. And that's where it came from. And the music was there. It was original. It was basic. I'm not going to lie. The very first iteration, the first time we ever interacted with who I affectionately refer to as Little Botty, the AI tunes creation bot, the progress that's been made there has been absolutely staggering in the duration of the last number of months. So we decided we wanted to do this. Now, one incredibly important aspect of our business model and what we do is we are not relying on cryptocurrency for everything to do with this project. That's a big aspect. So, I mean, kind of we talk an awful lot in crypto about the need for adoption, the need for providing products and services that kind of go beyond the crypto space. I think anybody who's been experienced in cryptocurrency for a considerable amount of time, you begin to see that the money that moves around crypto is it's in a bubble. It's cyclical. It just goes from one project to the next, to the next, to the next, and we kind of roll around like that. And that's a model that kind of business-wise we weren't happy with at all. We thought, that's that sucks that we have such a small avenue for, actual revenue. So what we decided to do was to treat this project as, although we do have crypto holdings and crypto compatibility, this project is also designed to be paid for using fiat currency on a subscription basis. So we pushed in the subscription basis to bring money from outside the bubble. And that's something that we're doing that we haven't seen other people doing. We are actively going out there and providing a service in, I suppose we could call it the real world, although this world is very real to me. But we're providing that service out there for people. We're saying, hey, you can pay us on a monthly basis. We'd looked at our subscription tiers, and we kind of gone with roughly, these prices are rough now, but $5.99 US a month, $9.99 for our second tier, and then $13.99 for our third tier. So what we're doing with that and how we're bringing that back into cryptocurrency is 50% of all of that revenue is actually rewarded back into the tokens. So 25% is used for buyback and burns for the token to kind of increase the price, to drive the floor, to obviously maintain people's investments. But then 25% of all of our revenue is being pushed back to holders via stablecoin. We haven't decided which stablecoin yet, though. We're eyeing our options closely on that. But that's something we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure that this was feeding back, that Aitunes, if people were buying it on a pre-sale, if they were buying it as an investment, that it was a valuable investment. I've seen, I've even made the pitfalls before of kind of thinking to myself, oh yeah, this is definitely a token utility. This is definitely a reason to hold a token. And it can be very short-sighted, most people's plans with tokens. But we plan to integrate this. So in addition to the fiat tiers, you'll be able to hold a certain amount of Aitunes in order to have access to each tier on the bot. We're also going to be implementing, it's kind of, I know we spoke about this before, which is our lounge bot, which is the music for lounges. And we're going to implement a kind of a holding standard for lounge owners to basically have the bot in their group and maintain a holding. So that's the first time, the first way that we're going to trigger the utility for the actual token. But when we start to push this out, don't be surprised if you stop seeing so much about us in crypto. Where we're going, we are bringing money into cryptocurrency rather than attempting to kind of keep it in the circle. We're pushing out with influencers, with content creators. We're in discussions with a lot of people now. Again, all NDAs. I've never signed so many contracts in my life as I have since doing this project. But we're working with people right now to get Aitunes out everywhere, to make sure that people are using it. TikTok, YouTube, commercial videos, we are pushing across any kind of creator. It's not about just influencers. It's not about just crypto influencers. In actual fact, I think there's only one crypto person on that list. So we're pushing out to make sure that Aitunes becomes a worldwide mass adopted bot, and that it gives people outside of cryptocurrency the option to interact with it, while at the same time reflecting that reward back into the ecosystem that we all kind of share and love here in crypto as well.
That was an amazing explanation and pretty much detail, man. Jay, you're actually a great speaker, so thank you for that, because
Thanks,
it has been like, well, yeah, it was a great example of what made you do this project and what you're looking for in this one. And I like what you said, that you're not depending, on crypto, and you're also going to charge, a fiat subscription. I actually saw that in your white paper. I think when
That's
I was
right,
reading
yeah.
it, you have like the 3 tiers, of subscription, and then
Yes.
of course you were talking about that. I don't have it open right now, but I saw that you were saying, about that, charging that and then doing like some kind of reward to holders, or it was a buyback. I don't remember, buyback and burn, something like that. It was, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember. Yeah. So that's actually very, very well planned and real good. So the next question, of course, that we want to go deep into this, because you already talked, quite a lot about the project. But one thing that we always like to do here at Drive It's Lounge is to let the CEO, or the dev or whoever is in here, to let them, have the chance to explain the project in a really simple way. Like, for example, let's just think that, I don't know, I'm a 5-year-old, and you have to, someone asks you, hey Jay, what is AI tunes? Like, what will be your first answer to that? Because of course, I know that most of the participants right now have already seen that, have already read the white paper, have already read the website. I'm sure we're going to have like great community questions today, because Jay, prepare, because this lounge is pretty active and they do their research. So we're going to have great community questions. But for the ones that still haven't noticed about the project and they're learning right now, they just hop into the AMA and say, hey, what's this project about and stuff. What would you answer the question when someone says, hey, Jay, what is Aitunes? Like, well, what's the best description you can say about your project? And yeah, let's make the first question, and then I'm going to ask you something else.
Absolutely, man. Well, I mean, to explain Aitunes in a nutshell, it is an AI generation bot for music. So if you imagine every time you hear music on a video, every time you hear music in any kind of content you consume on any social media platform or beyond, that music's got to come from somewhere. Now, most people are very unaware that if you were to take something that's kind of, say, in the top 10 hits, and you wanted to license it for, say, 30 seconds internationally, you could be looking at $500,000. It is an enormous expense to utilize music for videos. Aitunes solves that problem. It creates unique, completely original music every single time you interact with it. The music is yours to do with as you please. We don't take royalties. We don't hold any of the ownership of any of the music that anyone creates using our site. So it's there, it's available, it's accessible to people, and most of all, it's affordable. And we hope that it's going to make content creators, a lot more creative. It's going to take away the restrictions of needing to have access to music that, suits the situation, suits the emotion or the message you want to convey. So Aitunes is ready to create that. It's there for people who have no musical experience. It's a text-based prompt. You can literally turn around and tell it that you want a keyboard solo, or you want this type of music. You can even tell it, I want music that's styled like the 1980s or the 1600s. You can tell the bot anything that you want, and it will create for you an actual musical piece in varying lengths based on the tiers for you to utilize. You can even go ahead and sell the songs that you create on our platform as well, if you're very good at prompt generation.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're excited about it. We think there's a lot going on here with Aitunes. It's one of the most ambitious things we've ever done.
And I think that we know that AI is trending. Like, I know that most people say, hey, AI was like a bubble or something like that. But no, I know that AI has come to stay, and actually you're mixing two great industries, because music, it's a very big industry. It's a multi-million-dollar industry. And also AI, it's becoming one also. So you're truly mixing the best of both worlds, if you want to call it like that. And just like you said, I think that also Aitunes is going to be like fun to play. If you're subscribe over to the platform, you can, like you said, hey, I want, I don't know, a mix about this music and that and that. And I think it's going to be like also very fun to do it. And it's going to solve also, all these different problems that you have, for example, with copyrights. When you upload a video on YouTube and you had like a copyright that said, hey, you can't use that music and stuff. For example, let me tell you something. I don't know if you were here when we played the intro video of our AMA, while we were waiting. Well, when we selected that music, I believe that Matt Crypto was the one that did it. He had to search for a copyright-free music from an author that authorizes that in order for us, to actually have that music in our YouTube page. So actually, with your tool, we can select the music that we want, right? Am I correct with that? I can say, hey, I want music that it's like this type, and what this and that. And it's going to be created with artificial intelligence. So actually you don't have to pay copyrights to anyone. It's actually my creation. And like you said, if you're good enough, you can even sell that, guys. So actually here we have a very, very interesting project that I am a particular fan of. And my second question, now that you explained what Aitunes is in a nutshell, it was a great explanation. I want to know, the short term vision that you have for the project now, and what's the long term? What are you trying to achieve, in the short term, like in the next couple months, and what are you trying to achieve? Like, what's the end game for this platform? Like, what is the best thing that you said, hey, this is exactly what I want this platform to reach? Maybe, I don't know, maybe an agreement with Apple or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
What will be the long term version,
Okay,
and the short
okay.
term
Well,
also?
well, I mean, we'll start with short term because I know that for a lot of people in cryptocurrency, that's important. The first
Yeah.
aspect that we want to do is, first of all, we're getting through our pre-sale. We're going really, really well so far. We are pushing on after launch with the implementation of the lounge bot. The lounge bot is basically ready to go. We were discussing this last night. It is active in a couple of places and stuff. And if you guys would like it over here for free for a little bit, there's no issue whatsoever. You let me know, and we can get that sorted out for you. That's going to be the first implementation of our utility. Pushing forward, we really want to make Aitunes a household name. That's pretty much what we want. We want you to be sick and tired of every time you see a video, literally it's stating music by Aitunes. We want that to be everywhere, and that's across every kind of content imaginable. So we are pushing at the moment, and we have meetings with people who work in finance, in commercial video production, in amateur animation, and amateur kind of fictional productions, stuff like that. We're moving across to the range of kind of skit makers and stuff that are very popular across YouTube and TikTok. We are pushing in that direction, and what we want to see is that use of the bot and that attention drawn to the bot. Because when in a couple of months' time, and it wouldn't be more than maybe a month and a half to 2 months, when we decide to implement the fiat subscription tiers, we want to make sure that this is enough of a name that people are going to subscribe. Now, fiat subscription is a very sound business model. Reoccurring revenue is an enormous thing for any company, for any kind of fledgling tech startup and that kind of thing. So we can kind of understand why people would be like a little bit kind of, oh, you're going with fiat currency, why crypto? But also to bear in mind, if we have even say 1,000 subscribers a month at the $5.99 tier, well, that's $6,000. And so half of that is 3,000, and we're going to pay out 1,500 in stablecoin, and we're going to use 1,500 to, inflate and stabilize the chart and such. And that's something that we really want to kind of make clear to people, is that once those revenue tiers come in, that's when the fun is going to start for the token predominantly. But we are pushing right now with different aspects of the utility. Long term, like I say, we want household name. That's what we want with this. We think we have a product that is of incredible use to people, that is going to be utilized by people across the world. I mean, particularly, we've seen an explosion since the pandemic and whatever in 2020. We've seen an explosion in online content creation. We have the rise of TikTok. Love it or hate it, TikTok is an enormous platform for people. And of course, all of the content creators across the world that are doing that, they all need music, and we need to make that music accessible if we're going to make the most of all of the content that's getting created by people, all of the amateur productions and such that need something to really add a kind of a sense and a presence to their videos. Then that's something that Aitunes is going to be able to do for people. So long term, we want to see adoption with actual social media platforms itself. We are trying to get through what the kind of process is for getting in touch with social media companies, or getting past the initial stages with them, to kind of see about implementation. What we'd love to see would be actual in-app implementation of the Aitunes creation service, because we will have a mobile app available as well. So that could definitely link in. Yeah, that's where we're kind of going with it. We're starting off with the Telegram bot. So we'll start with the lounge bot. Then shortly afterwards, you'll be having the Telegram bot that people can use on the tiered basis. After that, we're going to be moving to web apps so that it can be kind of used anywhere simply with kind of a web application. And then we're moving forward into mobile app, because again, mobile is a fantastic it's a promotional and marketing tool that people overlook a lot, because when you have notifications, when you're going straight to people's phones, you're literally broadcasting directly to their head. You know, we all know how personal our phones have become. Mine is sitting beside me here, and I'm sure there's messages galore on it, and they've become an integral part of our lives, and that's why that's such an important aspect. So short term, getting the bot out there into lounges. Mid-term, tiered subscription with fiat payment options. And long-term, adoption of our app into day-to-day, everyday social media use. That's where we see ourselves going. That's the broad spectrum. There's a lot of steps in between each one of them, but we are pushing every single day to get them done.
That's just astonishing, Jay. What you just said, it was like it's very clear for us. I think that everyone can have the same opinion that I'm having right now, is that you have very clear on what are the next steps and how you're going to reach them. So that's actually great that you know, have everything planned, because it seems that you have everything already planned, and that's something that I like to see. And guys, if you have time, please go ahead and enter into their website, check out their white paper, check out their roadmap, check out everything. You know, it's very professionally made, and I'm really hyped up with this project. That's my opinion. Remember, guys, I always tell my opinion here. This is not financial advice or anything, but I'm pretty hyped up with this project. I've been since the first time I saw it. But now that Jay has come here and I can hear him speak, and I know that it's a very smart and talented individual that is in charge of this project, I think that this has every, you know, different ingredient needed for success. So actually, I'm really happy. But Jay, I wanted to ask you something quick before we start going to the community questions. I see that you have your launch bot, of course, in your group. But for example, can I put the launch bot in my group or not just yet?
No, you absolutely can. There's no issue. The only restriction that we have on the launch bot at the moment is operating it kind of on a 24-hour basis. That's part of the things that we're fundraising for, is as soon as we get our funding, we'll be able to basically go, right, there's a commercial server and it can be accessed 24/7. That's awesome. That's going to be the first step, and that's going to be rolled out within a week post pre-sale. There's no question. It's just something we're waiting to do. So yeah, you absolutely can. We can send across the bot. I can get Alex to come in and put the bot into the
set
chat.
It out,
yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
That's amazing. And I think that we're going to have like so much fun, because I am going to put that bot into my lounge, and I think we're going to have fun, you know, mixing some music and creating some music. And maybe, who knows, maybe one of you creates a song that it's so awesome that we change it into our intro video for the song that you create, guys. Or maybe we can do like a little giveaway or a contest. Like, I have so much, you know, things that I can imagine that we can do with that bot, you know, for the fun part, not the commercial part, right? For the fun part, I think that we can have like a really fun time here with the bot. And that's awesome that we can already have that. And we're going to start with the community questions. We've been 30 minutes. We know me asking the questions that I want to know. Jay already has explained about the team, about the past experience, about the motivation behind this project. He also explained very perfectly what is Aitunes, like why is it made, like what can you do with that, and he also explained us the short or the long term. So actually that was very complete. But of course, guys, I know that you have questions. I know that maybe there's something that you want to know that Jay hasn't mentioned, or maybe you saw something in the white paper, or the website. So we're going to start with the community questions, guys. And I want to tell you something very important, and that's something that Jay told me today, that for each of the winners of today's, the ones that ask the one that ask the best questions that we usually do, we all have the USDT giveaway. But today we're also having the giveaway in Aitunes, you know, in their native token. So actually that thanks to Jay. So type in the launch, thanks Jay, you know, for this extra giveaway of the same amount you win in USDT, you're getting the same amount in his token. So that's actually great coming from you, Jay. Thank you very much for that. I know that the community is already thanking, but please, guys, drop a thank you, Jay. Yeah, man. It's a pleasure for me, you know, having projects that I actually believe in and that I am willing to invest, because I don't get any type of project into my launch. You know, my time is valuable, same as yours, you know, so I actually like to be here when there are projects that I can vouch and I say, hey, my personal opinion is that this project is bullish. So it's a pleasure for me, and it's a passion that I always get the chance to meet, you know, very smart and talented individuals just like you. And of course, I'm going to keep on supporting, you know. But like I said, guys, we have this extra giveaway for today, and we're going to start with the questions. I'm going to start unmuting, some of the members that I haven't unmuted. Yesterday we have two AMAs, so I'm actually going to start unmuting some members that there were yesterday. So let me just check. Let's go with guest speaker. Guest speaker, you're unmuted.
Hey.
Speaker, are
Hi,
you
can you
there?
hear me?
Here we go.
Yes, I'm here. All right, it's been a great presentation listening to the team. I'll just keep my question just strictly to one question. I understand that Aitunes will be integrated into TikTok and other social media. I'm really interested in the graphics of Aitunes. Most times, some social media handle, with time, they tend to abandon the graphics. So I want to know, how have the Aitunes team planned to keep up with the graphics of the project to ensure that it doesn't get obsolete or boring after a particular period of time?
It's a great question, and it's something that's very much overlooked by a lot of people. So, just so that you guys are aware, there's a lot that goes into branding. People have a tendency to look at a logo and go, "Oh yeah, that logo is cool," but you need to understand also, and I think this is guest speaker's point, that there's a lot of psychology that goes into what's chosen to utilize a logo, and keeping on top of that is absolutely essential. Now, we have a graphics team that is there, that is operating for us and creating graphics. Everything that we do graphic wise is reviewed multiple times. We want to make sure that it always looks great, that we're always, we've always got our makeup on, so to speak. We're always there and present in everything that we do. It also means that we have the capacity to completely rebrand and relogo the project. We have this broken down. This is going to make us sound so compulsive, but we like to plan for contingencies. And contingencies are things that can, really save your ass from things that can kind of get you. So we could rebrand the entire project, we reckon, within 5 hours. We reckon that we could turn around in that short space of time and have the entire project in less than a quarter of a day rebranded. We are fully geared up to deal with all of the graphical aspects. We have some wonderfully talented individuals who are working with us. But it's a great question, and I hope I answered it completely. But if I didn't, feel free to follow up.
All right, thank you for answering. I'll definitely join your TG community and ask more questions. Thank you, Drybit, for the opportunity.
Thank you, man. That was an amazing question. And those are the questions that actually I like to see here in the group, guys. And I like to see smart questions. So that was great guest speaker. And also was a great answer by Jay. But let's go ahead and unmute. Let me check. We had Ash Looks. Ash Looks, where are you here? Ash Looks. You're unmuted, Ash Looks.
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How's it going, man?
How's everyone doing? Hope everyone is enjoying the day. Thank you for the opportunity to drive it. Actually, Jay, I've actually been following you guys up, and I see you guys have been doing a lot of EMAs, and it's actually cool because it's actually the best part of creating awareness in each and every project, and that's actually fantastic. So, I think you guys are kind of I won't say you guys are lacking something, but I think you guys are kind of missing out something because it's actually important to each and every project, and it can also support and even create a larger awareness to each project. So what I want to touch on, because I go through your community and I see you guys are not actually running like a community campaign, because each and every project actually, once they come up with the campaign, is actually support the project and create more awareness and bring in users, even investors who did not have any plan in investing. But why they see a campaign going on in the community, it's gonna attract them, because we all do know that almost all investors actually are investors, but most of them like saying something that is fun, that can attract them to the community. So I want to touch on, do you guys like plan on creating like a campaign to make a community like an active community and to create more awareness, a campaign that is not going to be only for the crypto space alone, and also a campaign that is going to be a campaign of like a reward campaign, inviting users who can be in the Drybit lounge to come over to your community using your logos to put it on a t-shirt to advertise your project on TikTok. Actually, it's not actually it's actually gonna help them to bring in more users who are not actually who do not have any ideas about the project. So we guys plan on running such a campaign because it might actually promote the project and actually attract new users who does not have any idea about the project.
That's a great question. It's you're completely right. So first and foremost, yeah, you're spot on, Ash. That community is the biggest resource that any cryptocurrency has. And I've known a lot of people who don't take advantage of that. Now, I'm a little bit kind of, I can't believe you didn't know, kind of thing. Not about you, but I'm annoyed that we haven't advertised it well enough. That we are currently running a number of community engagement competitions. You guys can come in and you can generate a piece of music using our bot. Once it's currently having an update, and we are giving away a prize for the best prompt and best musical creation. We are currently running a shilling campaign. You can access this. There's a separate shilling group and stuff for Aitunes itself. Now, when it comes down to actual engagement, these are pre-sale things. These are things that we're kind of doing to generate some activity. But when it comes down to what we're going to do, Aitunes itself is all about engagement. It is all about creating people creating content, creating music, and utilizing that music. That is where we are going to kind of win this. That this is where our adoption is going to come from. So yes, we have plans to make creative competitions where people can actually do something that, first of all, is fun to do, is engaging for people to do. And on top of that, then as well, it's also going to spread a hell of a lot of awareness about the project. And we see Aitunes as a lifestyle brand. That's, the operation that we're trying to go with this. We see it as being something that everybody can make use of. And that doesn't matter. We talk about content creators a lot, but I always think that content creation is very much a wishy-washy word. You don't get a lot of specifics, but content creators, they're not just the people that you see with millions of subscribers on YouTube. People create family albums. They create Instagram stories of things that they do and activities that they go. We all, for better or for worse, have a social media presence. And so we feel that utilizing social media in order to drive adoption to Aitunes is the absolute, minimal that we can do. We plan to get out there, we plan to push, and we plan to create a sense of kind of belonging within our community and stuff. And whether that takes place with kind of ongoing create your best music contests, or whether that's done through offering free subscriptions to people who create and utilize Aitunes, we do have a lot of options available to us from that aspect. Now, you say you guys are most welcome to come over into our community. I see in the background while I was talking that we just pulled up the competition bot in our chat. So yeah, that's that. We are currently running best creation using the Aitunes bot, winning $50 each for two random users. And so we're going to get through that. So come on over, create some music. Just give us a few minutes. So Alex is currently fixing up the bot. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's not something that we plan to underutilize. The community is everything to us, and that's why we want to make sure we engage with everybody.
Okay, Ashlux, I hope that answered your question.
Yeah,
It was a pretty much complete answer. Thank you very much, Jay, for that. And oh, sorry, Ash, I muted you. You were about to speak something. Sorry about that, man. But that answer was actually pretty complete. So I know that you must have been answered. But let's just check out, guys. I'm checking the list of. I'm trying to unmute, the ones that I don't normally do, because you have been telling me that you wanted to ask questions. So I'm giving you the chance. And yeah, I'm not being disappointed because you're having like very, very great questions lately. So let me just check. Let's see who we got here. We have Kachi. Kachi, you're unmuted. What's your question for today, Kachi?
Got you?
Okay, Kachi, I think that you're a little bit shy today, so I'm going to mute you, and if you want to be unmuted, just let me know. We're going to go with Saltunes. Saltunes, where are you? Saltunes, Saltunes. I can't seem to find you here in the list. Let me just look for him real quick. Saltunes. Here, Saltunes. Rabbit Lounge. You're allowed to speak, Saltunes. Saltunes, you're allowed to speak, man. Saltunes, you're actually asking to be unmuted, so don't be shy, man.
I don't bite.
Okay, Saltunes, can you check your mic? You have been unmuted. Check now, please. Okay, Saltunes. Oh, there he is. Hey, bro, we can hear you now. No, we can't hear you. Sorry. Are you able to hear him, Jay?
No, I can't hear anybody.
No.
Only you.
Sorry, Saltunes. I gave you the chance, but network issues, it seems. So we have Sap Parkar, the CEO of Vespa. What's your question for today, brother?
Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you?
Hey,
man?
brother.
Thank you so much. First of all, David, thank you so much.
Yeah, brother.
So,
Please go
my
ahead and ask your
is-
question.
Thank you. So, my question is, a common problem is that nowadays most investors are only interested in initial profits and ignore long-term benefits. So, can you give them some reasons why they should buy and hold your tokens in the long term?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great question. And it kind of comes down to what our utility and what our reward for the token is. First and foremost, you'll be getting access to the bot. You'll be getting access to kind of preferential updates and everything like that. You know, everything will be kind of run through the community first, the crypto community first, before we start worrying about anything else. Second of all, the long-term aspect of the holdings comes down to the profit sharing mechanism from the subscription fees. So as I say, all of that 50% of everything that we generate revenue wise is going to be reflected back to people who hold, to you guys. Because again, you know, we see the crypto side of our business as being very much the kind of family and community side of it. We want to make sure that people who believed in us, that trusted in us, and that wanted to invest in us, we believe genuinely that they should be rewarded properly for that. So that's where we're going with that. So, of course, we'll always have the utility of holding tunes in order to get access to the bot, but we're also going to have that reward system, and that just makes holding the tokens worth it, you know, because we are repaying people out. We're using stable coin, so it's not a kind of a situation where you know, if the token value isn't as high as you'd like it to be, that you're just being rewarded in token, but you are also being rewarded with the buyback and burns on the other side of it as well.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks.
No
David.
problem. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sap Parkar, for that question, man. Very good, very good. So we have, let's check. We have, today is the day to unmute, you know, the new members. So we have this one out that I always see. Just let me find him in the list. His name is Congressman. Let me just find Congressman. Just one second. Congressman, over here. I got you at the top. Congressman, you're allowed to speak, man. What's your question for today?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
hey,
hear
man.
you loud and clear, man.
All right, thanks for the opportunity. I'll go straight to my question.
Sure.
My question is, what measures does the AI take to ensure the AI generated music is unique and not infringing on existing copyright works? especially when relying on user-provided text input?
So when the bot creates something, this is an important thing. So when you look at our competitors, effectively what's happening with one of our major competitors is a place called SoundDraw. And SoundDraw takes pre-existing sections and cuts and edits of music that you select in a menu and pastes them together. So effectively, it may be royalty free what you're producing over on that side, but you could be creating the same as the last person to use all of the same menu options that you wanted. AI Tunes is completely different. It creates the music from scratch. It utilizes its knowledge of music and mathematical functions within it to link to things that you can dictate yourself. You can change the melodies within songs. You can create short pieces of music, and if you like what you create, you can ask it to continue. That's going to be another aspect that we're pushing through. The bot itself starts from the ground up with the music, and that means that everything that it creates is unique in its own way. It won't have the same actual sound signature as anything else that it creates. So that's why we feel that it's such a good choice for people who need to create music for use in pretty much any setting. It's because it is definitely creating you something from the ground up. And the more detail that you give the bot, you can start to dictate things like you want synthwave or in a cyberpunk style. I often dictate to it that I want an upbeat melody or a hopeful melody or a sad melody, or a comedy, slapstick comedy. I love asking it for that because it always creates really funny music. But it's one of those things where the user themselves is going to generate the music. And even if, say, for instance, you go into the bot right now and you go, okay, driving synthwave beat. If you put that in, it'll generate you a piece of music. If you feed the bot with the exact same prompt a second time, you'll get a completely different piece of music. And that's the way that we operate it. None of it is reposted. None of it is saved for us to regurgitate later. Every single thing that it creates is new, is unique, and is very much yours as the user when you create it.
All right, all right. Thanks for answering my question. I'll definitely join your TG and check out the bots.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Congressman, for that question. It's been amazing, and I have to say we're having great questions today, and we don't have much time left, so we're going to allow maybe 2 more questions. Is that okay, Jade?
Yeah, that's perfect. I've got another AMA right after this one on the hour, so
well, you have in 10 minutes. The other one is starting.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. My schedule
Okay.
is nuts.
Yeah, I understand. The AMA tour is like this, man. The AMA tour is like this. But I hope that you have fun. The most fun here, man. I'm not trying to compete with others, but we try to make the AMAs here very, very fun and informative. That's what I always would say. I want to make it fun and informative. So, I've been in lots of AMAs also as a project. And when I created this channel, I said, hey, when I was a speaker in the AMAs, I was saying, hey, I want to create my channel as if I was a speaker and the way I would want the AMA to be. So that's how I created this thing. So I actually hope that you're having a good time.
No, genuinely, I am. I was looking forward to this one. I wanted to make sure
awesome,
that nobody else is getting that extra prize. By the way, this is just something I did for you guys, because you're so supportive. You're a great bunch.
Listen that out, guys. That's about the community, not me. He's talking about the entire community, guys. So actually, we all need to be happy. But I'm going to unmute the last person, and it's going to be. Let me check someone that I haven't unmuted before. Watermelon, I already unmuted you. We have only one more question, and it's sorry for taking so much time. Oh, we have Saltunes that has raised his hand again. Saltunes, you're allowed to speak. I hope that you solve your issues now. Saltunes, you're allowed to speak. Take it or leave it, man.
Pressure's on.
Oh, Saltunes. No. Sorry, my brother Saltus, we need to make this quick, man. Sorry. We're gonna have Emmanuel. Emmanuel that has a great question. Emmanuel, you're allowed to speak. What's your last question for today?
Hey,
Oh, you
bro.
omitted me, not Saltons.
Yeah, Emmanuel, I unmuted you, man, because Saltus was taking too long.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So my question, well, after I did my research, I found out that there are over 400 genres of music and about 1,200 subgenres. So how many genres of music has the AI be trained to create music in the database?
Currently, the musical styles, it's pretty much being trained on every one of them. So it has a reference point for some more than others because we have kind of had to prioritize it. When you're training an AI language system, you have to take into consideration to give it as much context as possible. It's like a kid growing up. The more they experience, the more kind of confident they are in the things that they do. So we've trained it on every musical style that we could literally list. That's the first part. Now, sometimes of the musical styles, they're going to be lacking a little bit because it hasn't been fed a tremendous quantity of data on that particular genre at the time. But at the moment, I can tell you it's capable of, I think it's 1.2 plus billion combinations of music is what it's
Oh,
capable of
wow.
putting together. And it can even merge genres. You can ask it to mix the most kind of sideways genres together. I had it playing bagpipes, not bagpipes, a pipe. I know the accordion. It had it playing accordion over synthwave beats the other day. You know, you can create wacky stuff. It's out there, and there's a lot of choice.
Oh, wow, wow. That was a very great answer. I wasn't expecting to hear that you have billions of genres.
Yeah,
So thank you very much for that.
thank you so much, man.
Yeah, it's great to see you
Okay.
have a great vision.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
bro.
much, Emmanuel, for that question. But guys, we're gonna wrap this up so Jay can proceed into his next AMA. Once again, I want to thank you all for being here. We have 58 participants right now. We had a peak of 94, I believe. So it was actually pretty fun and informative the way I want to do the AMAs. And Jay, once again, thank you very much for coming here, for explaining the project with so much level of details, but also explaining it like very easy to understand because you have a very complex project over here. But the way you explain it makes it look easy when it's actually not easy. It's very complex. So that's actually a
I'm just
great
very used to it.
yeah, man, that's really something very great about you because I get a lot, of people coming in here and explaining projects, and maybe sometimes they over explain or they explain in a way that is not as easy. But man, you explain it like perfectly. So thank you
Thank you
for
so much,
that. I can tell you that Drivebit's Crypto Lounge, it's pleased to have you here. I hope you come back, later for a follow up AMA. Every
Oh,
time you got an
completely.
update or things like that, you're more than welcome
Yeah.
to come here, brother. You know that my community supports you. I support you personally. And
Thank you.
well, guys, let's say that I want to just check this out real quick. I think the Aitunes. Let me just check. Pre-sale is still open for, let me just tell you, 8 more hours, guys. So you have plenty of time to do your own research. Remember everything that Jay said. If you like what you heard, if you like the project, and if you want to support, you still got time to do it. You have still 8 more hours to do that. The fair launch is open on Pixel. So guys, just check it out. And also remember to join their Telegram group. And if you have any further questions, just DM Jay or enter directly into the Telegram group that I'm sure that you're going to be answered. So Jay, I'm going to give you the microphone one last time so you can do that closing statement, the last thing you want to say to the community, and we'll wrap this up.
Perfect. Thank you so very much. So, guys, very much happy to welcome you to Aitunes, our royalty-free music generation bot. We are out here to support our crypto family and to bring in outside the bubble in fiat crypto. So we really want to establish ourselves as a major player in that aspect. And we are very serious about what we do and very experienced at doing it. So we hope that you'll come over and join us. Now, I know I've had to cut my time here short a little bit tonight. So if you guys have any questions, tag me in here. I'm in this lounge. Tag me over in our community if needs be. If you have a question, if you want me to try and explain something to you by voice, you want to ask me, we can set up calls. I'll open up the lounge over across the way in our main chat, and you can just come in and chat away to me. We're very accessible. We believe that's a very important part of kind of running and operating a community.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for that closing statement, Jay. Guys, we're going to leave him go because he has a new AMA in 3 minutes and he has to go all over again. So, well, Jay, best of luck, for the next
Thank you
couple
so
AMAs.
much,
I've
man.
been there, so I know how stressful the AMA tour is. So thank you very much for coming. And also best of luck for pre-sale. We're going to be following up here at our lounge. And once again, guys, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Jay. And this is me saying bye-bye. Guys, drive it out. See you next time.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.